All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Earlier today, I did make a video, and we were dumping in this video. We were right about in this area here, and we were seeing a small little short squeeze. I did say in that video that I do expect us to reject from this anchored VWAP and to continue down into our box of support, where we have the larger 886 and our one-to-one ABC correction target if this is an ABC here, a smaller ABC here throughout the weekend. And we did end up doing that. Here is that video earlier today, which I do think is a big possibility. Even if this is a three-wave correction, the target is in this box that I laid out here. So I don't expect much of a bounce here. Actually, I expect us to reject from that anchored VWAP that we're seeing right now on the charts. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. This anchor VWAP that we're back testing right now, I actually expect us to reject from this to continue down into this box. So we have ended up doing that. Now, we have hit into the box, and we are starting to see a little bit of a push up, but so far no real strength has came into the market yet. And I am still looking at this as the possibility of a 5-wave impulse down. Once again, with this being our one wave down here, this being the second, our third wave should bring us down to these lows down here, right at the 1.618, which is right below those lows. Maybe see a bounce in a 4, and at that point, I'd be looking at the value area low of this range within here for our 4, and then a 5 maybe down to the pitchfork band. So if we go ahead and look at the value area low, let's just do this sideways area here. Yeah, about the anchored VWAP area again, somewhere in here is where I'd be looking for our 5-wave impulse down, if this is not going to bounce us where we're at right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at our volume here. Yeah, okay, guys. So we do have some increasing volume towards the lows. Now, at the end of an ABC correction, oftentimes towards the end of an ABC correction, you do see a spike in volume, an increase in volume. And because our volume looks so weak on most of this push down here, it's not as likely that this is a third wave. It still could be a possibility structure-wise. And we'll just have to see how we're reacting in this box here. Let's actually go ahead and do that fib pull, that trend-based Fibonacci pull again, so we can go from the highs of A to the lows of A, up to the highs of B. I also just don't like how short this is, this little B wave in here. I mean, you could do like, pull it out to here. They're all semi-equal. But you can see we're in that area right now. 1-to-1, we've broken through. The 1.236 is down at the bottom here. And if we also look at our larger 886 pull, let me go ahead and hide our volume. And let me get rid of this for a second. 886 pull from the lows of the crash that we had to our Trump tweet highs. And we go to our 886. Our 886 is also in that box here. And we are pretty much right at the 886 right now. Yeah, we've hit the 886. So unfortunately, guys, even if we bounce from this area, now we are far more likely to come take our lows down here at 78.2. Let's see if we get a bounce. It's still early so far in the box. I wouldn't even be a bit worried. I would expect we might start to consolidate here for a couple hours and then see our move up to the upside. Until we do, though, we do have to keep in mind this all could be a third wave. But for now, not much news happening on Bitcoin. We got the move down that we expected, the rejection from the anchored VWAP, and we are at support. If support doesn't hold, then we're coming much lower here. We can still look for a small bounce in the third wave of an ABC, a 5-wave impulse, in our bigger C wave. This 5-wave impulse down here. And let's go ahead and look at where that 1.618 is coming in again. Let's see here. Yeah, 78.5. If I got that correct, I believe that should be. There we go. 78,438 on Coinbase anyways. And you can see that our lows are right around there. So that would only be the third wave bounce. Now, I'm not going to try to long that because you expect if another push down in your fifth wave, and we're probably coming to touch this pitchfork band around 76K to the bottom of the pitchfork band around 73.5, 73.4. So let's see how this goes. Bitcoin is continuing to dump. Altcoins are continuing to dump. Taking into context the larger time frame, we expected this. We rejected twice from the value area low, confirming that we want to confirm lower targets on Bitcoin. The fair value of Bitcoin wants to reestablish at lower targets. And we're just seeing that happen. We're seeing the process pull through. Now, going on to our bearish pitchfork here. Let me get this back on the charts. We are close to our band. Now, we haven't touched the band yet. And remember that 1.236 is near the 1.236 of this smaller ABC. If this is an ABC instead of a 5-wave impulse, is right at that lower band, the 1.236 target. So you can see we haven't quite hit the 1.236 and we haven't quite hit the band yet. So I could see us dropping a little bit more to actually touch 79.7 and then maybe start to make a move up. But we are in the zone of an ABC correction target. Yeah, that's about it for Bitcoin, guys. Let's go ahead and look at our CBD to see if we're seeing anything here on the CBD. Let's actually zoom out even farther here. Where's this guy at? Man, we're just seeing such a drop in our CBD here. So here's the thing. We do have some bullish divs. Not really. No. Bullish absorption, no. And we've already taken out this low. So we've invalidated our local bullish absorption that we could have been seeing. For the local bullish absorption, we wanted to make a higher low than this low. And CBD coming down, open interest coming up, that's bullish absorption. But because we've taken out this low, it invalidates our bullish CBD absorption. We're not seeing any bearish absorption unless, let's zoom in here back onto the 5-minute chart and let's look real locally here. Let me just refresh this. All right. Yeah, no real bearish CBD absorption either. Not even locally. So we are at support locally. We might see a bounce here. We could come just at a hair lower to 79.7 to actually touch the 1.236 fib target. If we don't hold here, then yeah, we're probably coming down to grab, eventually, we should see the third wave stop around the 1.618, see a small bounce there, and then end our fifth wave anywhere between like 76 to 75K, because we have the bottom of the bearish pitchfork, which once again, we front ran that bottom of the pitchfork here, and that I was concerned about that, and I said that as it was happening in the video a few days ago. And so the bottom is right around 75, depending on how quick we get down there, 75K. If we go back to our bullish pitchfork, you can see, and let's actually use the Bybit one because I've been liking this one a little bit better. Our bullish pitchfork bottom is, depending on time too, right around 74.5. So 75K to 74.5 is our next real big support level. If we're going to continue this 5-wave impulse to the downside, we could expect to find some bounce here. But here's the thing, guys. Even if we bounce here, it is highly likely that if we make it down to 74K, we're probably coming to that 72 to 70K golden pocket. And once again, that's the level I've been watching on this bigger dump to the downside. That's the ultimate support level that I think we could see a decent bounce. And when I say a decent bounce, I mean 10 to 20K. We could bounce from 70K all the way back up to 97K. To test that point of control of the range that we broke down. Or the first big level is going to be, once again, the value area low around 93K. Liquidations. Let's refresh this and let's look at our liquidations here. All right, so we've pretty much taken out all the liquidity below us. We do have some, 77.3. It's not much though. Let's go ahead and go on to our Model 2 and let's look more locally on our Model 2. Lot of liquidity above us now. So if this ABC does hold where we're at now in our box of support, we could see a push up. And look at, I mean, the liquidity is right above these highs here. So before this dump. So there is a big possibility that we could come up and take that liquidity. Depending on how we move up, we're going to really want to pay attention to how we move up because once again, guys, two types of price action in trading: three-wave corrective moves and impulses. So five-wave impulses. So if we're moving up, kind of slow grind up and then see a retrace and a slow grind, it's going to be a three-wave corrective move. Maybe we just come grab this liquidity and then dump right back down. Keep continuing down on our way to 70K. We're not expecting to hit 70K like today or tomorrow unless there's some sort of catalyst for that. But I do expect us over the next couple weeks to kind of grind down to 70K with small bounces along the way. That's it for Bitcoin. Not much else to talk about here. Let me check the VWAP bands real quick. We were seeing these contract. These VWAP bands were starting to contract. And yeah, we're at the bottom of the VWAP bands, but you can see, I mean, the VWAP bands are dumping too. And anytime you see the top VWAP band compressing real high, like real together like this, that means that we are seeing an aggressive move down. And we are kind of seeing an aggressive move down today if you zoom out on larger time frames. So yeah, it has to hold where we're at now. If it doesn't, then we're going to take out our lows at 78.2. All right, that's it for Bitcoin. We're just going to go over that real quick. Let's go to our total market cap here. Let me get rid of this. And total market cap. So last time I talked about the total market cap, I was telling you guys I was concerned at how we were kind of forming this consolidation right at the edge of our pitchfork. And when we see that, I really don't like that. And look at this. Sure enough, we are losing that again. And I did say that we could come down to this golden pocket down here. Let's zoom out onto the daily chart and look at this. So losing our pitchfork, you can see that we even kind of back tested it and are dropping now. And I do think it's a big possibility that the entire crypto market cap could flush down to 2.29 trillion to 2.23 trillion in that area. Let's go ahead and look at our range here. Yeah, point of control is right in there as well. So this is the support. Now, here's how you use total market cap to help you get into trades, because obviously you can't trade the total market cap. But if you see the total market cap in its bigger support level, it's more macro support level down here, and Bitcoin is also at a support level, that gives you added confluence for like a swing long or even like a nice day trade long. If you're starting to see total market cap down here, because here's the thing, if total market cap is not quite here yet and you think Bitcoin's at a support level, you could just see a small bounce on Bitcoin and a small bounce on total market cap before coming down again to hit that support level. So for me, paying attention to total market cap has helped me so much. It helped me know that this was near the top, especially on the total 3 market cap when we were up at the top of the pitchfork. I was telling everyone back in November, now it's time to start taking profits on alts. And I got a lot of crap for that, but look at what's happened to alts since then. So yeah. Now on the daily chart, this does look pretty okay. Let's look at this as far as Elliott wave goes. You can see a clear wave, a clear 3-wave impulse down in our first correction, then a 5-wave move. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now, your third wave is not your let's actually look at this, because our third wave could be our shortest, which would invalidate. Let's come here. Let's do a bit of measuring here. This is 18.53 and 16. Yeah, so that's tough. Okay, let's see here. We could say 1, 2, 1, 2. See. So that's clearly a three-wave move down. We saw this move up, this move down, this move up here. Another ABC. ABC here, running flat. And then this is probably a 5-wave impulse on a lower time frame. And then look at this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. So are we going to come down one more? Double 1, 2 impulse in here. That's possible. Yeah, so what can we do? We can look at 4, 5. Expansion targets. Where am I looking? Man, hopefully we don't come down to the bottom of the pitchfork, but that's a possibility that alts could come all the way down to 650 billion. Okay, let's just keep an eye on it. Now, you can see here on total 3, we did reject from the midline on that Trump tweet thing, and we are at support again at the pitchfork band, the lower pitchfork band, but I would expect us to drop to the bottom of the lower pitchfork band a little bit further. Also, we have semi-equal lows down here that we could take both of these out into the bottom of the pitchfork band. So I think alts are going to continue dropping for just a bit. I'll leave that on there. All right, that's it. Now, I'm not going to go over, I did go over ETH and Solana earlier today. We'll go over them just quickly here, but I covered that earlier today. Not too much new has happened since then. Let me pull this up for a second. Man, we're almost looking like we could invalidate the bull divs on the daily. That's going to be rough if Ethereum invalidates its bullish divs on the daily. I was hoping for a quicker move down to this box so that we wouldn't see that invalidation, but money flow still looks kind of weak here on the daily chart. Let's go to our hourly chart. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, guys. We front ran 2 times our swing failure pattern, and I talked about this earlier. When you get so close to a swing failure pattern, you front run it, you see a small bounce. Oh, I guess we did actually SFP. Yeah, we did SFP at the second time, but we did, when I said this in earlier today's video, anytime you front run an SFP so close and see a small bounce, you're more likely to fall through that SFP and not see it work the next time. And it looks like we're trying to do the SFP, the liquidity grab, but once again, this is not a good enough liquidity grab. You need a bigger wick to actually stop those traders out. This is only like, what, $2, $3 of a liquidity grab. You didn't stop anyone out there. So that being such a low touch of our level, of our swing failure pattern level, makes it even less likely that the SFP is going to work out. So we already have 1 strike against us here, 2nd strike against us, and probably going to dump through, unfortunately. And if we do, honestly, I'm looking down at the bottom of the channel. Let's zoom out on the daily here and see if we have anything in between. Do we have any dailies down here? We do have a daily here. We'll mark this out. $19.33. Yeah, okay, so it's a little bit above where we're at. I mean, the box, above the box of support. So we could see a small bounce from our daily at 1933. But once again, I really do expect us to come down to this box eventually. We'll just have to see how it plays out. Money flow is coming up on the 12-minute chart, and we are seeing some potential bull divs. Not much of bull divs yet, but technically lower low, just barely, but a lower low here, higher low so far here. Money flow is starting to come up. It looks like it's maybe rolling down a little bit, but so maybe we do get a bounce from the daily at 1933, but I do expect us to drop a little bit more here. Let's go on to our hourly chart. Yeah, no bull divs on the hourly. Money flow looks kind of crappy here, and you can see our momentum waves trying to roll back over. Not looking too hot, guys and gals. No 4-hour bull divs. Money flow's kind of chopping around in here. Now, I do like this signal that we're seeing down here on Market Cipher B. Anytime you see these two RSIs come together like this, you generally see, like see here when these RSIs came together, you generally see a reversal in the move, like it's getting close to ending. So let's see here. Yeah, this was at, okay, this was at this bottom here, and you saw a big push up for a little bit here. Not big push up, but a decent push up. You could have scalped that for sure. So maybe we do see, now that they're starting to come together here, a bounce from the daily and a push up. Unless the SFP actually does work, but I don't like how shallow it is, and already to me, this I would be out of that. If I took that SFP, I'd be out based on the reaction. There's not a good enough reaction for me. And if we bounce from the daily, what we can do is we can look at kind of this sideways range here and probably look to reject at the value area low bearish backtest. What I would also do is you would do your Fibonacci pull up from the last little 4-hour high down to the low. Like let's say it does bounce from the daily here. And let's go to our golden pocket. Okay, golden pocket, no, but it's probably going to be around the 0.5, which is often a correction target. So yeah, maybe there and then, but that's all speculation because we haven't got down there yet. So just monitor what's in front of you. Daily's at 1933. That could be a level where we bounce. Solana. Solana's in our support box now, finally. But, okay, yes, we were looking for the SFP of these lows here into our 1.618 down here. Solana's looking kind of weak too, guys. Look at no bull div on the 4-hour. The momentum wave's still blowing out here. Money flows in the red. 2-hour. Actually, let's go to the 1-hour. Oh, yeah, no SFP. And once again, I talked about this earlier. When you front run the SFP so closely, but do not get that actual liquidity grab, you see a small bounce up, you're more likely to bust through it the next time and have a failed swing failure pattern and actually continue to make new lows. So we saw the signals for this not going to work on both Solana and Ethereum. We also did reject from our pitchfork midline up here, and you can see since we've rejected, we've really been continuing down here. Now, Solana does look a bit more like a 5-wave impulse to the downside, with this being our wave 1 push down here, our wave 2 here, our wave 3, maybe 4, 5 here. The thing is, you guys, for Solana, we're at the value area low of a major year-long range since the March 2024 highs. This 127 area, 127.5, 127.8 is the value area low. And if we start closing daily candles below our value area low, that is a sign that Solana might come down to this $106 to $100 area. It really needs to kind of get back and reclaim this value area low right away and start making a push up, or Solana's going to be in trouble for another, 15, 20% move down. Let's see here. No, 25% move down at least, if not down to the bottom at $100, which would be, 19%. I'm sorry, not 19% to 15%, 14.5%. That's still a huge drop. And if you're, if you're long, that's enough to liquidate you if you don't have proper stop losses. So let's see how this reacts now. We are in our support box. Let's see if our support box holds. If not, we're in trouble. Now, I do like this is a naked daily point of control up here. And actually, we can check naked weeklies now too, because the day is closed. It's technically a new close. So and we'll go back to Bitcoin and check Bitcoin too. Let's go to our weekly. Let's turn this on. Yeah, all right. So we do have a naked weekly point of control. A new naked weekly point of control right at that pitchfork midline and near our point of control of our year-long range. Let's mark that out. That's going to be a naked weekly at 142 to 143. I think is going to be our area of resistance here. 142 to 144, we'll say, because our big point of control is up there. So we can go ahead and mark this out. We're going to go from the point of control of our year-long range all the way over here. And we'll make this purple because it's resistance. This is going to be a naked weekly POC, naked daily POC, large POC. That's the POC of the entire year-long range. And pitchfork midline. $142 to $144. All right, that is pretty much it for Solana, guys. If we break this, eventually we're going to come for these lows at 110 to 1, and I would be looking for the SFP of this level into the pitchfork around 10, depending on how quick we get down there, 107, 106, all the way up to like 109. But we'll have to see how long it takes to get down there because it will take some time to bleed out down there. We'll probably see small bounces along the way. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good for Solana. I mean, Solana's been bleeding hard. XRP. All right, XRP here. So we did not see, we did get this swing failure pattern. Last time we looked at XRP, we did get that swing failure pattern. We saw a small push up. That would have been good for a scalp. You would have got at least a TP1 because you probably came up to your local golden pocket. So let's go ahead and look at this now. Here and GP. Yeah, so that would have been a great trade. You got the SFP down here into your, and then you got to push up to your golden pocket where once again, we rejected from the golden pocket to continue down. So you would have at least got 2 TPs, probably TP1 at the VWAP, TP2 at the point of control, not point of control, golden pocket, and then you just dump. So it worked out, and now we're dropping lower. Now, this being the ABC correction here did not, we consolidated sideways around the 1-to-1, but it didn't work out, which tells me that this could be the 5-wave impulse down if we're looking at this as our wave 1, our wave 2, our wave 3. Are we in the process of wave 4 yet, or probably not? We're probably still in our wave 3, and then we'll see a 4-5 to the downside. So let's go ahead and look at this because our box is not really holding us here. You can see we did not get the swing failure pattern of this low down here at 221. And this box of support was a really big, strong box of support. We had a lot in here. A value area low, a naked daily point of control, naked weekly point of control, a daily level, the channel midline, the 786, and the swing failure pattern grab. So if that didn't hold, man, it's looking bearish. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It's a very strong support levels. Now, we are still technically in that box because this box down here, let's actually zoom out. Let's go on to our weekly chart and let's look at our weekly chart here. Ooh. Yeah, nothing on the weekly yet. Daily. And yeah, we're still hanging around our daily level. You can see our daily level. Let's just, I'll remark that out here. This was our daily level at 214. So we're right underneath it here. Let's zoom on to the 4-hour. Momentum wave is bottoming out here, and we are in our support box. So, but I don't like how we've wicked so far past the daily in here and then saw a small push up to the top of our box and then now another dump down. So to me, this still shows weakness. It could hold, but we really need to reclaim that daily because right now what we're doing is trying to flip the daily to resistance. Like let's go to 12-minute chart. You can see here we lost the daily and we're trying to flip it to resistance now. If we reject from this daily, we're going to continue dropping. Let's go to our 2-hour chart and let's go ahead and continue to pull this volume profile. Now, this volume profile that I have here is of this entire upper price action since, when was this? December. So since December, we kind of hit into these highs and we've been kind of going sideways in a descending channel ever since. So we can take this, we can just extend this to present day. Yeah, we're at the value area low. So you can see our value area low is there. If XRP is going to hold, this has to be it. This has to be it. And we should extend our green box down to the value area low. So we're in support. And this is a big support. Look, it looks like we're starting to reclaim that daily. Good job. I expect us to bounce here. Now, what we have to worry about now, though, because our our channel midline is a bit above us. If we start to form a range inside this support area, like something like this here, we need to watch for rejections from our midline up here. And also you can see that we just have our local liquidity of that little dead cat bounce. Anytime you see a dead cat bounce like this, that liquidity at the top there, so 220, we could just pump up to like, what is this, 222, and then take that liquidity and then drop right back down. So be aware that this could be starting to form a little bit of a range in here. And I would wait for some divs. We are not seeing bull divs on the 15-minute because this is not a lower low. If we were, we would be seeing it, but it's not a lower low. Let's go on to our hourly chart. We should be seeing bigger time frame divs at this more major support level. So because we're not, I don't think this has a less likelihood of holding, especially with the wicks past the box of support. Money flow looks terrible. Momentum wave's about to roll over. Just not looking good. Everything looks bearish right now. Looks like more continuation down is more probable than not. 4 hour, yes, it is starting to bottom out. But once again, no bull divs. If we would make lows below this low here, then we could see bull divs on the chart. Because we're not making lows yet, let me get rid of this channel. That's no longer necessary. Oh, okay, so what do we look for, guys? If we're gonna, we can look at this local low, the SFP of this local low at, what is that, 195. And if 195, if we don't grab liquidity at 195 and then keep moving up, I mean, we have the liquidity here at 176, but that's it. I would look at the bottom of the channel at 162. So it's really key for XRP to hold this area that we're at right now. I suspect if Bitcoin keeps dumping, this is going to break. It might break either way, but it just does not look too hot, guys. Here's the thing. So we know that this Trump tweet that was a couple Sundays ago gave us a really nice 3-wave move up, especially your wave, your C of that ABC was definitely a 5-wave impulse, a very nice 5-wave impulse, straight up pretty much on the 4-hour chart. Is this a bigger A, B, C to the downside like I've been projecting on Bitcoin as well? And then we continue. Now, if this is a bigger ABC, we want to take out these lows. It would be ideal to take out these lows, grab the liquidity of those lows, and then continue to push up. Let's look at our trend-based Fibonacci extinction on this, and we can look at the possible targets. So let's see. That's at 263.86, 264. Okay, so we're not to our 1-to-1 yet. And look at this. This is actually really nice, guys. Our 1-to-1 target is right around our lows here. The SFP of the 195 lows into our 1-to-1 target would be such a nice move, and it would make sense for an ABC to come take these lows. So this area, let's actually mark this out because this is just too juicy here. This area here is the first level I would be watching. So SFP into ABC target. All right, that's what I'd be watching for there. And of course, we could SFP all the way down to the 1.236 as well. But I do think if it's going to be an SFP, it's going to have to bounce from the 1-to-1. Right now, our box is still holding. So hopefully, if you're an XRP bull, you want this to hold on for dear life because it's the value area low of our much bigger range since December. But yeah, I do like this box down here. This box is between 195 and 193.7. Let's mark this here. Okay, now if our box does hold, and I did discuss the range that's possible to form around the value area low down in this box, but if we start to bounce out of the box and maybe reclaim this midline, we can do our golden pocket pull from high to low here, and look at our golden pockets pretty much right at that point of control. So that is our area, our local area of resistance to be watching now, is really this guy here. Make that purple, and that is going to be a POC/GP. That's 240 to 244. And really like 245, 244.76. So that's where our local area is now. Now we still do have this guy up here, golden pocket. Now the golden pocket's obviously going to change because we're making new lows. And our anchor VWAP is coming down a little bit lower than our value area high. But let's actually look now. Let's do our golden pocket pull from the highs to our current lows. Yeah, golden pocket's still in there. Actually, that's in there even nicer now. So what we can do is we can drop this box down and shorten up our box so we have a better entry. But we do have to extend it a little bit to the 618. There we go. That box is nice. So this box is between 265 and 269.6, I'll say. That is going to be, 269.6. That there is going to be a really nice area. And why did I, okay, wait. From the golden pocket here. So, excuse me, 268.6 down to 265.6. That's our second box of resistance. Now, we do have a box of resistance before that with this more local golden pocket into our point of control. And let me just extend this guy a little bit more. All right, so yeah, we're at support now. Let's see if it holds. If it doesn't, I expect us to come down to this box down here between 195 and 193.7. That's about it for XRP. I mean, we could look at, since our dump, our flash crash dump on Ethereum, where we saw a heck of a lot of liquidations, you can see a very nice, clear sideways range in this area. So we can also do a volume profile pull. So let me go ahead and hide the big one just so we don't confuse ourselves here. And we will grab a volume profile and we will pull the volume of that range. Now, I'm not including this big giant wick in here. That is clearly part of the impulse down. We are not trying to measure the impulse down. We're trying to measure the volume of the range that formed afterwards. So yeah, we've lost our value area low. And look at how nice this volume profile. Value area high rejected. Lost the value area low, back tested it, rejected, made new lows. Finally, we were able to reclaim it, boost up, but came down to the value area low again. Didn't quite come up to the value area high, but you were trying to hold it in this area, and now we're dumping. So that point of control of that range is also in our purple box. All right, yeah, that's it for XRP, guys. I mean, it's got to hold. Where we're at now, it's got to hold. It doesn't have to, but it's really important support. And if this doesn't hold, then we're in trouble. Now, let's look at our naked weekly points of control here. Okay. Ooh. This guy up here. That's going to be where our 786 is. Let's do our Fibonacci pull from high to low. And let's look at our 786. Yeah, our 786 is going to be up there near our naked weekly point of control. So I guess we could put a box here too between like 252 and 250. I'm not going to mark it out right now. If we get past this area, we'll look at that area. But we just know that there's a naked weekly point of control around 250. All right, and naked dailies. Let's go dailies. Yeah, there's also a naked daily point of control right there, of course. So it is a resistance. And then you can see this box here. We do have that naked daily point of control in there. So let's add that in. So yeah, this second box that I talked about, the second box of resistance is a pretty strong box of resistance between 265 and 268.7. 265.6 and 268.7. Okay, that is it for XRP. Now we can do, let's see, Chainlink. And guys, Chainlink, man, you know what? We were looking for resistance up here, and That was my bad that I didn't include this swing failure pattern in that resistance box. For those of you that watched the video a few days ago, it was up here, just here. And I, for some reason, did not pull it down to include the liquidity grab. So I pulled that down now, but now we can change that box because we still haven't hit our naked weekly or our daily level. So this box is still a valid box of resistance, but now we're going to pull it up to the daily this time because now we have a liquidity grab of this high into our daily and into our naked weekly point of control. And that box of resistance is between 17.95 to 17.77. As far as to the downside, I mean, we are at our naked daily point of control support level. If our naked daily point of control doesn't hold, unfortunately, we're probably going to keep dumping quite a bit more. Now, we do have this small range. You can see on, let me delete this real quick and then I'll show you. You can see after this big aggressive dump here, we've kind of been going sideways in this crazy wonky expanding range, like expanding. But we can probably look at this sideways range in here and let's just trade the range until it breaks. So let's go to our volume profile and let's pull our volume profile of that range and look at this. We do have some nice confluence here. First of all, we are losing the value area low. We have lost it as far as our, like if we go onto the hourly, you can see that we have lost it and actually it's acting as a resistance now. You can see lost it, bounced from our naked daily point of control, up, back tested that value area low, made a new low, local swing failure pattern grab of this low. Let me zoom in so you guys can see this better. So we dropped, made lows, came up to the bearish back test to the value area low, swing failed our local low from earlier today, and now we're making a move up. Are we just going to reject from the value area low again? That's the question. That's at 14.176. Now, if we can get back into the value area, look at this. Our point of control is at the bearish backtest of our descending channel on the daily. I would be looking at this as a local resistance at 14.78. Let's do our Fibonacci pull, and we will do our Fibonacci pull from the last big hourly high down to our current lows. Let's look at our 382. Okay, so 382 is a little bit above that. And here's the thing. If we're going to, I still think this is a resistance area because it is our point of control and it's the bearish backtest of our big daily channel that has been important. So like right now, it looks like the daily channel is not being respected. You can see we're chopping at the bottom of the daily channel. And I've talked about this too. Anytime you're at the bottom and you're breaking through it and kind of chopping in the bottom of the, around the bottom of the channel, but breaking and spending a lot of time below it, it's probably not going to hold. And so far it's not really holding, but we are at the bottom of a much bigger trend. Let's zoom out onto the daily and let's look at this trend. You can see this daily descending channel here. Let me get rid of some of this stuff to clean it up. I'm going to delete this naked daily point of control because it's been hit, but we're at support now. And look at this, nice respection on this descending channel on the daily. So this area is an area, and let me just hide this guy way up here. This area is an area where we could look for support in the general bottom of the channel, but I do not like how we are trading a lot below. Look at multiple daily candles kind of in below the bottom of the channel, which is a bearish sign to me. And we still do have our major support. I mean, like this is like the ultimate support. I know I said between 13.5 and 12.9, but this is actually going back to the entire bear market. Now, that 13.5 to 12.9 is our golden pocket of this last huge impulse up here. But if we go even farther back to literally the bear market lows at $5, and then we bring it up to our highs of the cycle, our golden pocket is between 982 and 935. And that is also our prior highs from our accumulation range. This was a key 2-year-long accumulation range. So this guy here, clear accumulation by smart money at the bottom. Clear distribution up here. Very clear distribution. More accumulation down here. That's why we were also looking for that 13.5 area to bounce us because it's the top of this accumulation. And then if it doesn't hold, we're probably going to come to the top of this accumulation around $10. We also did see a little bit of like distribution up here, but not as clear as this. So yeah, we are seeing Chainlink is so nice on technical analysis, especially on macro levels. I mean, Chainlink is just such a nice asset to trade. Okay, let's look at this now. We do have a daily level that we need to mark out here. We do have a fresh daily at $17 pretty much. And let's actually go to our weekly real quick first because that might be a weekly. Nope, no weekly. We do have this weekly up here, but it's already marked out. It's just not on the chart. You can see that box there. So, and we are at our weekly support. So check this out here. This weekly level here, we are hovering around our weekly support level. So this area kind of has to hold for Chainlink. If not, and remember, this area is also within our bigger golden pocket pull. If we do our golden pocket pull from the lows at $8 up to our $31 highs, let's see right here, and we turn on our golden pocket, but remember, we have to use a fib because that's more than 100% move. All right, I mean our log scale. Log scale here. We're at the bigger golden pocket and at the weekly support level. This is a really strong area of support. If it doesn't hold, we're definitely coming down to 10 probably. But this area that we're at right now, that's why I've been buying spot. I bought spot at exactly at 13.5, and I think I had a limit order at 12.9 to buy more spot. That looks like it hasn't quite been hit yet. But we are at support on Chainlink. Make no mistake about it. Weekly market cipher B doesn't look the best. Money flow is coming out still. We're not even close to bottoming out. Let's go on to our daily chart here. And daily, okay, so we do have a possibility of making some bull divs on the daily, but we would need to come down to our 0.65 golden pocket. Because if we're doing this, look at lower low, lower low, lower low. If we came down to 12.9 and we have this in here on market cipher B, we would be seeing like this could do something like this where it makes a less, we'd be seeing bull divs on the daily into a major support level. Major support level. So I do think Ethereum is getting close to some really good spot buy areas and some really good areas. Now you got to be comfortable potentially holding underwater. I was comfortable buying spot here and even writing it down to $10. I know that's a 50% loss on spot, but I'm looking longer term on my spot bag. So I'll buy some here. I'll DCA in here. I'll DCA in down here. And then if we make another move up, I'll be happy that I DCA'd in this area on spot because I'm in this long term for Chainlink. I think Chainlink's a great project with real utility, and I do think it's got some more upside in the future. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that weekly's bouncing. It's pretty nice here. Although we have hit the weekly already in this area, so it's not a fresh weekly. Just keep that in mind. But it is still acting as a support, along with our bigger golden pocket. Now, let's look at our naked daily points and controls. All right, we have this guy here and this guy. Let's look at weeklies first. I want to mark out the weekly, and then we can go look at our, okay, oh, look at this. This is so nice. So now we also have this one was already marked out. We already had our naked weekly point of control marked out up here. But now we do have another new naked weekly point of control right next to our daily level. So this is going to be actually really nice. I'm going to fix that. Let's get that right on there. Oh, did I? Yeah, all right. I got it on there. Okay, $17 to 17.2 is definitely going to be a resistance level because we have a daily and a naked weekly point of control there. So I am comfortable marking this out as a resistance. Daily, naked, weekly POC. All right. And it's probably our 886 as well. Like if we do our 886 fib pull from the last highs on the 4-hour to our current lows, let's go to our 886. Yeah, 886 is right there as well. So I like that. 886 has been bouncing a lot more, especially with altcoins. 886 is becoming pretty popular. All right. Yeah. So once again, Chainlink is at support, but it is showing some weakness by being below our value area low of this smaller range here. We're below it, and we keep rejecting from it locally on smaller time frames. So I would like to see another push down to SFP these lows that we had at $13 into our 12.9, 0.65. Why? Because it would help us get daily bull divs confirmed, depending on how the momentum wave looks down there. But we have a higher likelihood of daily bull divs down there, and it would be a nice liquidity grab. Just grab the liquidity of the lows of the range one more time, just like earlier in the week we rejected after grabbing the liquidity of the highs of the range. We grab the liquidity of the highs, dump right back down to the bottom. Now, how about the market makers grab the liquidity of the lows and push it right back up? We are at more macro support. That's kind of what I'm watching for on Chainlink here. Now, there was, let's go back to our naked daily because there was one that looked like it was near our golden pocket. So we'll turn that on. Oh, stop that. All right, let's go ahead and do our golden pocket pull while we have this on the chart. From high to low, let's go to our golden pocket. Okay, it's near that naked daily up there. Man, I don't like how it's above the golden pocket, but that is also a box that I would be interested in. I'm not going to mark that out quite yet. Actually, what I like better is our 0.5 into the smaller gold, the one lower. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at here on Chainlink. I would watch for that 0.5 around 15.6. But like once again, we saw this kind of was the end of an impulse down to where we hit our golden pocket, our 618 of our golden pocket in our weekly. We clearly saw our three-wave corrective structure up. We saw our impulse down. Now we saw another impulse up. This, let's zoom in on this to see how this looks, because Chainlink was more bullish last week than most coins. It was doing really well, but now obviously it's not doing well. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. I mean, this does look pretty messy to try to... dang it. What am I doing here? Let's see. 1, 2, ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like that. Maybe this is a 1 A, B, C here, but God, that B wave is horrible. I mean, this was clearly a 5-wave impulse down. Like, look how clean this looks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like Bitcoin. Clear 5-wave impulse. This, just like Bitcoin, is a mess to try to count. Just complete dog crap. And then this here, I mean, you could see this as all a 1, just like with Bitcoin. A 2, 1, 2. You have a double 1, 2 here. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3. And then you'd look for 4, 5, 4, 5. Just saying that's a possibility here. Looks like we're really struggling. The value area low is right at the top of this wick here, so we're struggling getting back into the value area. No bull divs on the hourly. Money flow is kind of bottoming out, though, and our momentum wave's trying to come up, but I don't like that too much. 2-hour, we are showing a green dot. Momentum wave's bottoming out, starting to come back up, but money flow is not the clearest about turning yet. 4-hour here, bottomed out momentum wave, but don't like money flow just doesn't look the best here. I mean, it is starting to curve up a little bit. So maybe we do see this whole, we need to get back into the value area as soon as possible then. Okay, that is it for Link. Now we'll go to ADA real quick. And then I'm going to do Super too because I forgot. Jaffiel, I got you, man. I'll do Super, and I'm sorry that I forgot about that the other day. Let's go to the daily time frame here real quick. Once again, guys, still chopping around very nicely in this descending channel. Yes, we did see some deviations overall here, but pretty nice on this. And this was clearly a big impulse to the upside. Now, this was when Trump did his tweet 2 Sundays ago and said that he was going to include Cardano in that reserve. So that's why we saw such an aggressive impulse. Now, our 0.5 did bounce us. Look at this. This was really nice. This 0.5 fib pull here. It did bounce us. We are seeing, and this is more of a macro fib pull. Our 0.5 here bounced us. Now we do have our golden pocket down there. Let me get rid of that 0. Let's come in here and let's just turn off the 0.5 because it's already been hit. But we do have our golden pocket down there. Look at where our golden pocket is, where our prior value area high was of this accumulation range. So I do think that like 50 cent level is really a strong level. 50 cents to 48 cents is like a really good level here. But let's go ahead first while we're here. We can go mark out our daily level. And we can mark out our daily support below us. But let's go on to the weekly. Let's see if the weekly's the same down there. No, and that weekly's been taken. So we do have a fresh weekly up there. Now, this one was not hit. It was front run. But we do have a fresh weekly at 113.56. I still like this one better because it's got a naked weekly point of control up there. But okay, now let's go zoom back into the 2-hour chart. So clearly this was a big impulse up, a 3-wave, but your C wave was a giant impulse. Now look at what we're seeing here. And this does look very 3-wave corrective-ish. Very nice, actually, here. 3-wave correction after a bigger correction, you know, with the impulse at the end. Now, the way this is starting to look, though, this could be a 1, 2, 3, maybe to the bottom, 4, 5, you know. And let's go ahead and look at this. Let's go to our trend-based Fibonacci extension. We'll go from the highs to the lows to the highs. 1-to-1 fib target to our 1.236, which is the ABC correction target area, is around the bottom of the channel. So I like the 1-to-1 near the daily. I do like that. And then our 1.236 is near the bottom of the channel. Now, we can also do a volume profile pull right after that big impulse ended and sideways. Since then, we've been going in this sideways range. Our value area low is right at our daily. Okay, this is starting to look like nice confluence. So our daily at 63 cents, 63.25, is starting to look pretty nice down there. You can see that we've lost the point of control. We were trying to hold it all weekend. Look at that, multiple bounces on the 2-hour time frame. 1, 2, 3, then finally lost it. So our 1-to-1 fib target is near our daily and our value area low. I do like that area for support, but look at also this. Anytime you see a massive imbalance candle like this, look at how big that imbalance is in that candle. At least, you know, it was. Now we're starting to fill that imbalance, but look at the liquidity at the bottom of that candle, right into our 1-to-1 in our daily and our value area low. So I would say this here is definitely a support level that I would be watching for at least some sort of bounce in this area. This is ABC target, daily, value area low, SFP. All right, and let's actually see if we have any naked weekly point of controls in there. No, but we do have a naked weekly a little bit higher and then above us too. So we'll mark those out. Let's go ahead and grab this. 81.5. We have a naked weekly point of control at 81.5. Where are we at? There we go. And then we also have one down below us at 66.86. I don't like that it's above our 1-to-1 correction target, though. So we might see a small bounce from there and then continue down into this box. This one we're not paying attention to. That's the week that just opened, so it's not confirmed. Let's go to our dailies. Okay. Yeah, naked dailies up here as well. So this is a real nice area up here. And then look at this, much better. Naked daily point of control in our target box, right next to our daily level. This area is shaping out to be a very nice area of support. Let me get this right on there. There, and then we'll mark out our naked daily point of control, which is literally like right on top of the daily. 63.24, 63.25. That is a nice level. Very, very nice level. A lot of confluence in this box here. All right, so that's what I'm going to be looking at here. Bounce from this box is expected. Now, I would be looking towards the daily, like not so much up at the 1-to-1 target. The 1-to-1 target, if we hit it at the top of this box and bounce, it's going to be a shame to leave that daily and that naked daily down there. So I do think, and also our value area lows down there. So I actually think that if we come into that box, we might come just a little bit lower than the 1-to-1. And oftentimes you do see wicks past the 1-to-1 as well. Before we stop this, let's actually look at our Fibonacci pull as well from the last lows to our impulse highs here. And let's go to our 886. 886 is in the box as well. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so let's add our 886 in there. This, we also have a naked daily POC and an 886. Really good, multiple confluences of support in this area. Good area to look for a bounce. Now, this naked weekly just above us, I mean, we might see a small bounce from it, but I think if we come this low, we're going to come into this box. It would be a shame if we bounced here, but it is near our prior highs of this little kind of range guy here. But I'm looking much more at the box. Now, to the upside, I do think that our big range point of control here into our naked weekly point of control is a good level to watch. Let's do our fib pull from the last 2-hour highs down to our current lows. Now, I do think this is going to keep dropping, but let's just look at this, our strong trend. 382 is up in that area, but let's pull it into the box. Now, this is complete speculation, okay? This has not happened yet. Let me grab that again, and we'll pull it right to our daily level. So that, look it, that's nice. If we did come down to that daily, our 382 would be in confluence with our midline and our naked weekly point of control and point of control. But right now, I'm not going to mark that out because it hasn't happened yet. So just know that this area up here between like 81.5 and 78 cents is going to be kind of an area of resistance to be watching. And the big bearishness, if we really want to get bearish on Cardano, we can look at our trend-based Fibonacci extinction from the highs to the lows. That would be our wave 1. This would be our wave 2. And we could look for the 1.618 as our wave 3. Oh boy, it would be right in that big box. Now, here's the thing. If we do that, like say we have our 5-wave impulse here, and our third wave comes all the way down here, I would expect it to bounce here, maybe see a 5th wave or 4th wave, retest that channel that we're losing, and then I would want to see a truncated 5th wave where we just grab liquidity into the bottom of the golden pocket and then make our move up. Because if we start to lose 50 cents, we're in trouble. 48 cents, we're in trouble. So that could be the real bearish scenario on Cardano here. We need to keep it in mind. Now, divs, No bull divs on the 2 hour, but we are seeing a green dot. Money flow looks pretty bad though. It does look like it's starting to round off, but not quite there. I think we're going to keep dropping to this box. 4 hour chart. Yeah, momentum waves bottoming out, but no bull divs. Money flow doesn't look the best. Daily chart. Okay, yeah, I mean, our money flow is kind of starting to try to curve a bit, but look at this. We're still not even at the lows on our momentum wave. We're not even in the negative territory in our momentum wave. So I do think we can keep dropping. We didn't have bull divs here. See, if this low would have came a little bit lower to grab this liquidity, it would have been so much better because you would have had bull divs playing out with lower lows in the price action and higher lows on the momentum waves here. But we didn't get that. It didn't happen. So now if we come down into this box here, into our 50-cent golden pocket, we would see probably lower lows here, and this would maybe do something like this, and we would see a nice bull div into that macro golden pocket. All right, that is about it for ADA. I mean, not too much else to look at right now. We're dumping, and it looks like it might continue. 1 hour chart. Okay, now let's go to Super. Super here. Okay, so we are in our box of support. Now, Jafil, I gave you, I think it was on Friday, when you asked about this. This was the box we were looking at here with our weekly into our value area low. And we are in that box now. Let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of some of the smaller ranges for a second. Honestly, all this stuff up here, we don't even really need to concern ourselves. Look at this descending channel on the daily, though. A very steep descending channel that has been very nicely respected. Like, very nicely respected. So, let me go ahead and clean a lot of this up, though, because this just looks too messy right now. So, I'll hide all the levels, but we'll leave the boxes on the chart. Or I'll hide, yeah. Just so we can clean this up a bit. And then we'll go in and look more locally here. But these boxes are still valid. A lot of them were naked daily points of controls, you know, all these different things like that. So, okay, and then we have our much larger range here from, well, let's see here. Yeah, from December of 2023. So over a year and 3 months, you know, 15, 16 months here. And we are pretty much at the value area low of that range right now. And if this doesn't hold, the value area low in the weekly doesn't hold, I mean, we could come down to the bottom of the channel again. Now, this channel's been so steep that I do expect when it breaks up, we're going to see some follow through on this. A lot of liquidity trail. Look at all this liquidity, all the way. But we need to break the channel to the upside, which is a big push in itself. Even coming to the top of the channel would be a super nice trade. Okay, let's zoom in on this and let's mark out our daily level. We got a daily here at 59.7, I'll say. 59.696, so 59.7. And then let's actually go onto our weekly for a second and mark out our weeklies. All right, we do have that fresh weekly up here at 72.5 pretty much. Yeah, and then this weekly, we're at the support now. I'm going to delete the actual level, but the box is labeled. So we know that we're at the weekly right now and the value area low. If this doesn't hold us, then Super's probably going to dump quite a bit more. Let's look at this. If it doesn't hold that, what can we look at here? Let's do our Fibonacci pull from the last weekly lows up to the highs of there, and we'll go onto our golden pocket, but we got to turn it on Fib log scale. Yeah, I mean, that golden pocket is around the highs of this accumulation range. You can see this here was clear accumulation in this area. One last manipulation to grab all the liquidity, and then the big impulse in expansion out upwards. So these prior highs up here are key highs into our golden pocket. And that's at like 23 cents, 23 to 26 is the area I'd be watching for macro support to come in on Super. But for now, let's go ahead and we can move this over, and then we'll just forget about it for a second because it's quite a far ways away. All right, we're in our box. Now, to the upside, we do have a naked daily point of control in confluence with our point of control of the big year 16, 17 month long range or whatever it is since December of 2023. Wait, was that 2023? Let's go check that out. Yeah, December of 2023. So 2024. Okay. So this is like a 2-year long range. Not 2 years because we're only in March of 2025. So okay, but yeah, this area, so back to the 1 hour. This area up here, let me get this box better. Pull it down to the naked daily, and we'll pull this down there. Okay. Now it's a little bit cleaner. So this box of resistance is between 63.85 to 62.85. And that's our box of resistance. Now we do have a daily before that. And if we look at our Fibonacci pull, first, before we look at that, I want to see if we SFP'd. No, gosh, that sucks. Okay, so look at this, guys. Once again, these kind of double bottom rather than actual grabbing. A double bottom is not nearly as bullish as a liquidity grab. Yes, we do see double bottom, and that's like a perfect double bottom. So, man, I mean, we could see a small bounce from here, but I would much rather came a little bit lower to actually grab the liquidity and stop these traders out before making a big move up. Let's go ahead and do our Fibonacci pull from our last big 4-hour highs down to our, and look at here, up here, we also did an SFP. I'm getting off subject, but let me show you guys that. This liquidity here, it was pretty much a double top. We front ran that liquidity and dumped. So it looks like Super does that a little bit, huh? Okay, golden pocket. It is coming in around the midline, but I like the 0.5 is going to work much better for that. So our ABC correction target, or 0.5 fib level, is coming in around the channel midline. Now, this daily channel is being respected. The midline, not so much, so I wouldn't put too much, but you can see it has had some respect in it. Reject here, bounce here, then a little bit of chop through it. But overall, this is a level that I'd be watching for a possible rejection to continue lower. We do have this smaller range as well, like this kind of area. The same thing as like Chainlink. And we are at the value area low now. Now, the value area high of that range is right on the daily. So that 59.7 area, 0.597, I would be looking for that as a potential resistance area. Also, I believe that's going to be where our 786 is. Yeah, okay, that is definitely a box of resistance. Let's mark that out. So going from our 786 down to our daily, make that purple, go 786, daily, value area high. All right, that is a level I would be watching. And then, now I know that looks very tiny, but that is still a valid level. Turn on our naked daily points of control. And we have a naked daily point of control there. Wow. Okay, and it looks like we also have a naked daily near our 0.5. So very nice confluence on the charts. Very nice. Let's get that marked out. Let me correct that. So at 59.784, we have a naked daily point of control. And then let's go ahead and do our Fibonacci pull again real quick. And look at that 0.5. Okay, near our naked daily point of control. Before we mark that out, let's check our weekly. Ooh, okay. I do like this area down here because we have a naked weekly point of control in confluence with our range point of control of the last week, the range that we've kind of been in the last week. So let's mark that out. Naked weekly point of control there. Now we can go ahead and turn this off, and we can zoom in onto the hourly chart. So check this out. This range that we've been in since Tuesday, February 25th. So a couple weeks or so, 3 weeks. The point of control of that range is right near a naked weekly point of control. Yeah. This needs to be pulled down a bit more. Hold on. Let me zoom back out to the 4 hour to see what's going on. See how that does that? Look at this. On the 4 hour chart, my purple box goes perfectly to the point of control. But for some reason on TradingView, when you go on to the hourly, it shifts things around. Now look at how much lower it is now on the hourly. But it only on the hourly. Every other time frame will match up. So it did that on Solana on the Pitchfork as well. It's just annoying. But you have to pay attention to that because if you're not, you can make a mistake possibly. This area here is a local resistance, naked weekly POC/POC. Okay. But that is right above our value area low. So if we, well, I'm going to leave it on there. It's local though. So remember, we could bust through this, especially if it starts pushing, because we have a lot of liquidity in this dump down over the last few days. We're at the bigger support level. If it doesn't hold, then we are going to come down. I mean, I would be looking at the bottom of the channel first at 42.35-ish, 42.4, 42.5. But if that doesn't hold, then yeah, we're probably going to come down to that golden pocket down here, unfortunately. And that's a drop. That's a big drop. Big drop. Let's go to our weekly for a second and see if anything is. No, nothing there on the weekly, but let's go on to our daily. And let's look at it on the daily. All right, we do have an order block in here that's very... No, I don't like that. We grabbed that one. So we do have a daily level, though. Here. That's going to be a daily at 35.69. Okay, I like the liquidity grab here into our daily would be nice. So we can mark that out. That's a level before our golden pocket. That's the next area I'd be watching if we don't hold our box. This area here. So SFP into the daily. This needs to be green. Yep. All right, guys, that's about it here. We've got our very local resistance. Be careful on that one, guys. Be careful on that one. I don't think I would take that personally, even if we reject from that. I don't think I'd be looking to take a short there just because of the risk, reward, and validation. It's not there. Now, we are at our value area low. We're hovering around it, and we are at our bigger box of support, being the weekly and the value area low. I don't know why this box was so long. I think it was because I was extending it to the bottom of the channel in this area. But we can actually, now that more time has passed, I'm not looking at the channel anymore, so we can pull it up to like right after the SFP of these lows. Yeah. We're in support. Is it going to hold? That's it, guys. All right, I got to get going. Hope this video helps. If you got anything out of this video, please like it. Please subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll see that I put a video out almost every single day, except some days, some Saturdays I don't because price action is so boring. But if you support the channel, that's a way to help me. Also, link in the description for MEXC. It's an exchange I'm partnered with. Potentially more partnerships coming in the future as well, so stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for watching. Have a good week.